Hello and welcome to a new episode from the Apple Tree. Today we will be reviewing She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, Episode 1. Spoiler alert, as we will go into some plot details for this episode. Before we begin on the episode review, let me give you an introduction to the series that we will be discussing today. Jennifer Walters is a normal lawyer who just wants to live a normal life. However, when she goes on a car trip with her cousin, Bruce Banner, they get into an accident and Jennifer is accidentally exposed to Bruce's gamma blood. The exposure to the gamma radiated blood has turned Jennifer into a Hulk, just like Bruce. However, Jennifer's blood has something special about it that makes her able to control her Hulk self just how she normally acts as a person. This surprises Bruce, also called Smart Hulk at this point. Smart Hulk wants to teach She-Hulk how to become a hero, but Jennifer Walters has no interest in being the She-Hulk and taking on the title of being a superhero and protecting people. She agrees to learn the basics from Bruce, and after she quickly completes her training, she rushes home to continue to pursue her old life as an attorney. However, she does not realize that once she has changed, she has to balance now a normal life and a superhero life. Therefore, her life is never going to be the same again.
Who the hell are you?
Jennifer Walters, attorney at law.
Now I will begin to review Episode 1, A Normal Amount of Rage. In this episode, we learn about She-Hulk's origin story and how she came to be. We also see Bruce try to train her about becoming a superhero. We find out that there were many more secrets between Bruce Banner and Tony Stark's relationship when Tony was alive, leaving some Easter eggs of what happened with Bruce.
Smart Hulk.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't come up with it.
During Civil War and other events that he was not a part of. Most of what happened in this episode regarding to the plot was explained in my introduction, as the episode 1 is kind of just how did Jennifer Walters become She-Hulk. We do see a few violent scenes in this episode where we see Jennifer and Bruce bleeding from the car accident and Jennifer's reaction to the blood of Bruce. And we see a few other scenes in which Jennifer turns into the She-Hulk and begins to terrorize people just afraid. She turned into the Hulk for the first time, so she didn't know what she was doing.
Still in control, no overwhelming feelings of rage.
No, a normal amount of rage.
We see a lot of sexual references in this episode, more than I expected. We see some men catcall Jennifer and try to grab her. We see Jennifer beat up after the car wreck, and other women see her and say, "He does not deserve you." And then another woman chimes in, or her or them, assuming that Jennifer may not be heterosexual, she might be gay. This just was not necessary whatsoever. The point was got across when he said, "He does not deserve you." We also hear about Jennifer being obsessed with Steve Rogers being a virgin. She comments on his butt and says it's a shame that he never experienced sex. However, Bruce says that he isn't a virgin and he lost his virginity on a USA tour. In my personal opinion, Captain Rogers would not do this. Bruce just made it up to get Jennifer off his back. But because personally, I don't see Steve Rogers as righteous as he is in the first Avenger and all throughout his lifetime. I don't see him doing something like this. And I know this is my personal opinion because I've expressed in previous videos that Captain America is my favorite superhero. But this just feels like, one, it's just wrong because it's wrong morally. Two, I just don't see Captain America doing this. I see them poking fun at him when they're really just ruining the legacy that Captain America had. And that made me really dislike this part of this episode.
Did you have something against running away?
You start running, they'll never let you stop. You stand up, you push back. Can't say no forever, right?
We see Smart Hulk and She-Hulk drinking a lot of alcohol since Hulks don't get drunk because of their higher metabolism. And however, the next day, Jennifer has a very serious human hangover. They have a burping competition while they drink. The language in this episode is pretty intense. We hear a few uses of the S word and the A word and the D word, and the Lord's name is misused a few times, as well as Jesus' name is misused once. We hear an incomplete use of the F-bomb in the post-credit scene. This is the same scene that talks a lot about Steve Rogers, as I talked about a little bit ago. I've just skipped the post-credit scene. It is not necessary for the plot of She-Hulk whatsoever. It is just for a joke that obviously isn't really funny in my opinion. This episode did a good job at explaining the responsibility that Jennifer has been given unexpectedly. While there were some good parts in this episode, the sexual content was especially unnecessary. What do you think about this episode? I think there's potential in this series. While I don't like some of the feminist content that's coming in on this and some of the woke content, I don't like that. But this series does have some potential still. As more episodes come out, we'll know more where this series has headed. Let us know in the comments what you think is going on, and if you like the series, or if you're a little bit more skeptical about it, or you're just not going to watch it all, and just going to watch our reviews. Just go ahead and let me know in those comments. Thank you. Thank you for watching our video today. If you liked it, please leave us a like so we can know that you appreciated the video and make more awesome content. And if you continue to like our content, please give us a subscribe so that you will get notified whenever we release a video. Thank you again for watching today, and we hope to see you around soon.
Smart Hulk.